Hello, everybody. I'm going to be talking to you guys about the different stages of sleep. There are 4 stages of sleep. The first 3 stages of sleep are considered non-REM sleep, and the 4th stage of sleep is considered REM sleep. What does REM stand for? REM stands for rapid eye movement. So, what are the 4 different stages of sleep, and what happens during those 4 stages? So, the first stage is really light sleep. So, that's when you lie down and you shut your eyes, and you probably think you're still awake, but it's basically you transitioning from being awake and going to sleep. And during this stage, it's really easy to be woken up. So, any kind of sound or light will wake you up. The second stage of sleep, it's kind of light sleep, but you're getting closer to your deep sleep, but you're not in your deep sleep yet. Stage 2, you can have a dream then, but you won't remember it probably. And any light or sound will probably wake you up. It's not as likely to happen as the first stage, but it will probably wake you up. And the third stage of sleep is considered the deep sleep. You can have a dream. You can have dreams in your third stage of sleep, but you might not remember it. Your deep sleep, it's very hard for you to be woken up during that stage. Any light or sound or anything like that, you probably won't wake up to that because you're in such a deep sleep. So if there's a thunderstorm during the night and you're in your third stage of sleep, you probably won't wake up to that. But you probably will wake up to that if you're in your second stage of sleep, though. So the first 3 stages are considered the non-REM sleep, the non-rapid eye movement stages. Now on to the 4th stage of sleep. That's the REM sleep, the rapid eye movement sleep. And why is it called that? Because your eyeballs literally move around when you're sleeping in the 4th stage. And the 4th stage of sleep is when you have the most dreams, and you will most likely remember most of your dreams in the 4th stage. And people who have the problem of sleepwalking, this is when that occurs. During your fourth stage of sleep, your REM sleep, your rapid eye movement sleep. And this is when your brain processes stuff. And this is when you'll have dreams that seem so real. Like, they'll seem like they're actually happening, but they're not. A lucid dream. There's a type of dream called a lucid dream. A lucid dream is a dream that you're aware that you're dreaming, but you can't control it. It's like you're dreaming about something, but you know that you're dreaming for some reason. It probably doesn't happen too often, but it does happen sometimes. A lot of dreams, you'll be dreaming and you don't realize you're dreaming at all. And during the night, you will repeat these cycles a few times. So you'll go from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3 to stage 4, and after stage 4, you'll probably go back to 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. But it is pretty common that you will wake up after the 4th stage of sleep, even if it's in the middle of the night. So usually one whole cycle of sleep will last about an hour and a half, 90 minutes. So you might wake up after the first cycle and then go right back to sleep and start it all over again, and then go through all 4 cycles. But that doesn't always happen. You might go the whole night and not wake up until the next morning, which that makes you feel really good. If you wake up during your first stage of sleep, you probably won't really notice it too much. If you wake up during your second stage of sleep, you will probably feel pretty tired, and you just won't really want to be awake. You want to go right back to sleep. If you wake up during your third stage of sleep, you will be very tired, and you feel like your sleep was disrupted. And if you wake up during your fourth stage of sleep, or after your fourth stage of sleep, you probably won't feel as tired. Usually, your REM sleep, your fourth stage of sleep, will get longer as the night goes on. So, like, usually, your first cycle of sleep, all 4 stages, usually the first time around, usually your first cycle of sleep, the 4th stage, won't be as long. But then usually your last cycle of sleep, your last 4th stage of sleep, that's usually the longest. Because usually your last set of dreams are the ones you remember the most, the ones right before you wake up. So usually you'll be dreaming right before you wake up, and you'll have like a ton of dreams, but they all seem like one dream. But when you wake up, you realize, well, I had this one dream where I was doing this, but then it turned into this. And then, and then it turned into this. But you think it's all one dream, but it's not. You go from one dream to another, and each dream usually lasts about a couple seconds. So, what is the best way to get a good night's sleep? Well, here's a really obvious one. Don't have a lot of caffeine before you go to bed. Don't have coffee or anything like that. Alcohol is another thing that probably isn't the best thing for sleep, because even though alcohol relaxes your body, alcohol will probably affect your sleep, because you'll probably have to wake up several times during that night for you to go to the bathroom, because alcohol makes you have to go to the bathroom a lot. Taking a warm shower might help too, because your body temperature needs to cool down before you go to bed, but it usually does that naturally even if you don't take a warm shower. But taking a warm shower will cool down your body temperature. You probably think it doesn't, but it does. You take a warm shower, and then your body is trying to cool down after that warm water gets on your body, and it cools, your body temperature dips enough that it will make you feel tired. So that's how it does it. And make sure you don't take a warm shower. You make sure you don't take a warm shower any less than 90 minutes before you go to bed. If it's because you need time to make sure your body temperature dips enough for that to happen. And before you go to bed, you shouldn't use cold water if you take a shower, because cold water makes you feel more alert, not sleepy. Warm water makes you feel sleepy, because warm water soothes your body. And eating big meals before you go to bed isn't the greatest idea, especially right before you go to bed. It might disrupt your sleep a little bit. So, that's all I have to say on this video. Bye-bye, everybody.